This video took 3 months to make.
All toned up. Hey everybody, it's Jsold, and I thought I'd talk to you guys a little bit about work. Specifically, the first job you get, which, if I'm being real, is probably gonna suck. You're definitely gonna get a part-time job, and as a part-time job veteran myself, look at the attire, I can tell you, it's gonna be an awful experience. As someone who's already worked 4 part-time jobs in the past 2 years, I can tell you, it don't even get no better after the first one. Assuming your daddy isn't filthy rich, you're probably gonna be working your first part-time job in high school. If you haven't worked a job or are going into one now, let me just say, don't get your hopes up. This shit is not worth it. And assuming you don't have a backdoor glitch into some family business, you're probably going to be working in retail or fast food. And going into these jobs, you might be thinking like, oh, I really got to try hard to make a good first impression. This is really important. No it is not. No it ain't. Don't. By working extra hard and showing your boss that you're extra eager to do work, who you think they're going to work the most? You're gonna get stuck with all the work that no one else wants to do. Why? Because I gotta look good for my boss at first? No! You go in there and you act like every other employee. Be a passable employee, do the bare minimum. Just be a bare minimum, like, low tier employee. Because being honest, you're not getting paid enough to be working that hard. To put it into perspective, think about it like this. You could be getting paid minimum wage to work the cash register, or you could be getting paid minimum wage to work the cash register and mop up the shit streaks all across the bathroom. Come on! And regarding pay, it's gonna suck. Don't go into it thinking that you're gonna make any more than minimum. Very few will actually pay you more than minimum wage. So unless you're going in there trying to own the place in 30 years, don't expect that pay to get any better. Your yearly raise is gonna be like a nickel. Like, come on, bro. That shit is awful. The biggest dilemma with your first job though is gonna be time. Now, if you're working a first job or you're going into one, you gotta play strategically. You're either gonna go for a place that requires pretty much nothing at all, or you're gonna go somewhere that's kind of busy all the time. And you know, maybe you don't get to choose. Maybe you live in fucking the middle of nowhere, bro. Maybe you live in Wesley Chapel and they only got one place that's open. You're gonna be stuck with that one job. You don't get to choose. That's so dumb. For everywhere else though, it's an option. But it's not as simple as I'm working a lot or I'm not working a lot. You gotta think about the time. If you're not working at all, that 6-hour shift is gonna feel like a 24-hour shift. But on the other hand, if you're working a lot, that 6-hour shift is gonna feel like a 6-hour shift. It's terrible either way, but you know, it's up to you. Do you want that shit to fly by or no? Do you want that shit to be accurate or do you want it to take forever? It's your choice, honestly. I personally have been working a lot of jobs where it's a lot busier. My first job actually was very slow and it's really boring. It's really boring. Just have some games on your phone. If I'm being real, I used to work at Publix. I used to just walk around with shopping carts in the parking lot. I call my friends up. I play games and stuff. Like, it is really boring. So unless you can be doing something like on your phone, I would not even bother with those places. But anyways, the only clutch to this problem is working with a friend. Normally, when you're working, you're getting hardcore skull fucked for 6 hours straight. But if you're working with a friend, you're in a duos lobby. So, you know, you get to share the skull fuck. You and him get skull fucked for 6 hours, but it's not as bad because you with someone else. And the customers. I've already gone into a fair bit of detail how I feel about you guys, but let's just say, imagine your balls are getting decimated by some steel-toed boots. They're getting stomped into fucking oblivion. That's what the customers feel like. That's what you guys do to me. And on top of the customers, the boss. This is the make or break for most places, for me at least. You got a 50-50 of meeting the most chill motherfucker you are ever gonna meet in your life, or meeting the absolute incarnation of Satan's jizz sock. Like, it gets brutal. These people just hate for fun. These mans is maniacal out here. Just make your day worse just for fun. Like, they don't care. They don't care. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. From experience of working 2 years of part-time jobs, about to be going on to 3, if I'm being honest, it is soul crushing to know that you gotta walk into work. Imagine. Don't even gotta imagine. This is real. You just went to school for 7 hours. You've been up since like 5 a.m. And the first thing you do is you drive on home and immediately you drive on to work. And that's another 6 hours. Oh my goodness. It hurts. It hurts the soul. And it's so boring. If it just wasn't as boring, it wouldn't be as bad, but it's awful. It is awful. You're gonna work a part-time job. It's gonna suck. You're gonna hate it. So honestly, stack and get out. That's been my biggest problem, but I'm not gonna touch on that too deep. All that money that you're stacking up, it just disappears. I don't know where it all goes. It's all going to food. But I don't know where it all goes, but it's evaporating. It evaporates out your bank. The second that check hits, the second that shit is out of there. I mean, oh my goodness. Everything's just too expensive, if I'm being real. Realistically, you gonna want stuff. You think, okay, I just spend a little bit here, spend a little bit there. It's gone already. It's gone already. You just got that money. And considering that every single place now pays bi-weekly, it's over. It's Jover. You're gonna be broke for like a week. How you gonna get by? How you gonna get by? You not. You not. At the end of the day though, as the saying goes, if you don't stack, you starve. But in my case, I'm still starving.